But
Yep.
even till this day, we still don't know exactly what's his cause of his death. And I just feel like Xiao Zhan, like, he could be a possible next target.
Yeah.
Hello!
Welcome to SNT Chats.
Today, let's talk about Xiao Zhan.
Ooh.
Yes. Why? Because recently his drama came out,
Yep.
The Legend of Zang Hai. And it's pretty popular.
And apparently it's pretty good too.
Yes, it is. I'm watching it. I haven't finished it. It's very similar to Bang.
Oh.
So if you like that kind of genre, you would definitely like it.
Okay.
Yes. So Xiao Zhan got famous from the Untamed, the
Yep.
drama. We
Yep.
both watched the drama, and he was like booming, and then suddenly the 227 incident happened. Why is it called 227? It's because it happened on February 27th.
Oh, okay.
So let's give a little background on him. So Xiao Zhan was born in 1991 in Chongqing, and he wasn't always in the spotlight. He actually, before his fame, he studied design
Wow.
and worked as a graphic designer.
Oh.
And then in 2015, he joined a talent show, The X Fire, where trainees competed to debut as idols. That same year, he became a member of the boy group X9, marking the start of his entertainment journey. In 2019, Xiao Zhan starred in the fantasy drama The Untamed, playing Wei Wuxian. Okay, anyways, that character. Yeah, we all know him and Wang Yibo.
Yeah,
They had
yeah,
great chemistry.
Yep.
So the show exploded
Yep.
across Asia and turning him into a household name overnight. Fans love his charisma, his personality, and the chemistry with him and Wang Yibo.
Yep.
And he got a lot of endorsements. He just rose to fame like from that One Piece.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, usually that's most people are like that. You get one thing and then, but then
It doesn't last long. Usually.
yeah, no, that's the thing. So if you can maintain it,
Right.
that's another thing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
unfortunately for him, that next year, on February 20th, the so-called 2227 incident happened.
Oh.
Yeah, so the film was in 2019.
Okay.
So a year
Wow,
later
it's been
in
a long
2020.
time. Okay.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the incident. It all started when some fans reported an archive of our own fan fiction involving his character from the Untamed and the co-star Wang Yibo, which led the entire website being blocked in China. So a user on the fan fiction site known as Didi Chu Tao Ji began posting a story called Falling, and the story had romantic and explicit scenes between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo. It was a type of fan fiction known as BL, you know, and it was inspired by their on-screen chemistry and the Untamed,
Yep.
which itself actually is also based on a BL novel,
Yep.
but I think the drama, when I watched it, I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
But I obviously I saw that they had really great chemistry, but I took it as a brotherhood,
Okay.
nothing more.
Yeah, because it's China, you know, you can't
Yeah,
produce,
so
like, BL stuff out
yeah.
in the
So
open.
I didn't even think into that. I didn't know about the novel either. So I thought they were just a nice brotherhood story. So at first it was just fan work, and then on February 24th, the author shared new chapters on Weibo, which is China's biggest social media platform.
Yeah.
2 days later, some of Xiao Zhan's fans came across the story and were furious. They said it contained explicit sexual content and portrayed Xiao Zhan in a feminized way, something they considered disrespectful.
Okay.
So they were really furious. So what happened is a certain fan leaders, a couple of them on Weibo, encouraged others to report the story and the author to the authorities.
Oh gosh.
Yes. So then the whole fan base started reporting that author and that article and everything.
my.
What happened next is within the few days, the reporting campaign grew so massive that the entire archive of our own website was blocked in mainland China on February 29th.
Oh my god.
Yeah, crazy fans. I mean, people are gonna...
Yeah. I mean, it just baffles me. It's like just because you don't like it,
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
doesn't mean that other people can't like it. you
Yeah, and
know?
it's someone else's creation
Yeah.
or fiction,
Yeah.
their imagination.
Yeah.
But I think some people like they fantasize or they fan towards that character of the drama, and then some people are fans of him.
Right.
You know, so it was
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of those
yeah.
two that were fighting. Like there were
okay,
fans
okay.
that were the fan of the characters
Yeah, yeah.
in the drama, and then there are fans of Xiao Zhan.
Like the actual person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
and then they were clashing together.
I feel like that's like the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, so it triggered huge fights online between
my
fans,
God.
artists, and internet users. And this hugely affected Xiao Zhan's public image.
Obviously, more or less.
Backlash against Xiao Zhan, and even though he didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah.
So for months he faced like boycotts, online bashing,
Ooh.
and losing endorsements even.
No.
A lot. Yeah. He filmed a show, reality show, and when the show aired, people were like, "Oh, Xiao Zhan," they were anticipating to see him. But when they saw the edit, they edit all his scenes out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was like quiet for a long time. And then there was an interview actually later.
挑战吗？
对，希望
做一个更坚强、更强大的这样一个人。肖战，你好好活着呀
Laughingly, he said like he told himself like 肖战你要好好活着. He said it laughingly, but imagine like during that time how much he suffered. After all this, he disappeared for like 10 months. His first public appearance was on 星光大赏, which is a Tenshin Starlight Award ceremony. A lot of his friends came, not knowing if he would actually show up or be at that award ceremony. But when he appeared, like that moment he stood on stage, like they all lit up a light, a red light, and then the whole stadium or the whole theater, whatever, was red. So it was kind of like creating a honghai. That's pretty touching. I think
Yeah.
he even cried. So later that year, in 2021, he actually started to do theater acting, and he did a couple, and one of his pretty well-known one was A Drama Like a Drama.
Okay.
It was pretty high praised, and I think he was been doing that for a while until this year, 2025, Shanghai. Yeah, I didn't see much of him for a long time.
Yeah, no wonder, right?
Yeah, like he was so popular, and then like just
And then all of a sudden disappeared.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I saw him when I saw the drama Shanghai, and I was like, oh, isn't that Xiao Zhan? And then it had really great reviews, so I'm like, oh, let me go watch it. The Legend of Zang Hai. So it's actually a story about a young man from a destroyed family who spends 10 years training under a hidden identity. After 10 years, he slowly goes back into the capital where his family used to be and climbs up the court and the political ladder and tries to seek revenge for his family's massacre.
Okay.
That's what happened. I didn't watch the whole drama, so I don't
Okay.
know if he got his revenge, but I'm starting it, and that's every step that's what he's trying to do.
Okay.
But it's like it's crazy because he has to be friends with his enemies or people he thinks right now that are the
Friends.
ones that killed his
Family.
whole family.
Oh.
Actually, a lot of people were like, "Oh, why did the director pick Xiao Zhan?"
Yeah.
Right? It's a really famous director. He said that the main character had to be Xiao Zhan
Okay.
because Shanghai is Xiao Zhan or Xiao Zhan is Shanghai. And I think it's kind of like Lang Yang Bang, like Hu Ge. He filmed that after his car incident, right? And that took a really big toll on him.
Yeah.
And Lang Yang Bang, the story is also being like defeated and kind of
Coming back
paralyzed
again.
as well, and then getting his revenge. So I think for people to be able to portray those kind of characters, like they experience
Yeah.
those kind of stuff in life,
Yeah.
and I think Xiao Zhan experienced that too. Like it's been 5 years,
Yep.
and imagine those years that he's been in.
But we never know if there's like the people in the back screens, the back, who like pull the strings and be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Xiao Zhan is not giving us what we want. You know, let's have him disappear for a while.
Well,
and
yeah.
hope he learns his lesson.
Yeah, that's actually why I wanted to talk about Xiao Zhan. You know, because like recently the Yu Menlong thing, right?
Yeah.
We did an episode on that. You can go watch it. I mean, that episode when we did, it was at that time the most current evidence that we had. But
Yeah.
even till today, till this day, we still don't know exactly what's his cause of his death. You know, there's just so many stuff surfacing and uncertainties, and
Yeah.
it's just getting creepier and creepier.
Yeah.
Like really creepy.
And then it's just like the things about Yu Menglong, as of now at least, on Douyin, Like a lot of the netizens, they don't even type the words 鱼朦胧 in the text box. They use the fish emoji.
Yeah, everything, even the word fish, 鱼, because it's really similar to 鱼梦, the same sound. It's even blocked.
Oh
Like,
my god.
That's why people use the emoji. I guess it's kind of hard to block. I don't know, but like everything is blocked, everything is deleted. My husband is actually really Chinese, right? And he only uses Chinese platforms, social media. And I was like, yeah, did you hear about his? He's like, no. And then in America, we're like,
yeah.
this is a huge thing, but like he doesn't see it ever. And I even tried to talking to you know how you're talking to the phone and like nothing comes up.
Wow.
And the only thing that comes up is like those television reports, kind of like, oh, he died, fell off the window, whatever, and let him rest in peace.
And that's it.
That's it. None of the crazy things we've been hearing with the USB, now him
Going into the exhibition.
museum. Oh yes.
Yeah.
And with the Bulgari hotel.
A lot of conspiracy surfacing. It's like, we're hearing it, but why isn't the people in China? Why aren't they hearing it?
Yeah. And I just feel like Xiao Zhan, like he could be a possible next target.
Yeah.
He's got the really, pretty boy face feature.
Yeah.
Kind of like what those capital kind of like these days.
Yeah.
Like they like
Perverted.
pretty girls and pretty boys.
Yeah.
So he might be the next victim. Like we don't know.
Oh, I do want to add though, the writer who basically got blocked, it's not the first time the Chinese government is doing this. So in one of our previous videos that we did, there was this one guy who was trying to kidnap a girl right off the street. And then he got like 15 days in prison, right? And then a online writer who was writing her own fanfic got 10 years in prison.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so
I guess they're huge against
so
the BL
messed
thing.
up.
But my question is, why are these capitals so into it?
yeah.
That's so contradicting yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm not supporting it. I'm not anything about it. But I'm just saying, like, you are so against people writing it and putting it out there. But why are these rich people, powerful people
So into it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, so you just want to control people? Like,
No, it's more like whatever works for them.
Yeah.
If
If I'm happy with it, I get it. If I'm not happy with it,
you don't get anything.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the justice laws in China are so messed up. Just take this for instance. Like just writing like fanfic gets you 10 years in prison, and then trying to kidnap a kid off of the street only gets you 15 days.
Yeah, I mean, well, because one probably has the power, one doesn't. That's why it doesn't matter what the thing was. It just matter who you made displeased or who you affected, kind of.
Yeah.
But it also reminds me of an interview that Huga did with this whole thing, Yumono and Xiao Zhan. He said that if he didn't change his style path, like he would be dead. Because
Oh boy.
Huga used to be,
A
the
pretty boy.
kind of style, and then he had the car accident, and then he's like, thank goodness I changed my style to, a bit rugged, or else I'll be dead.
What is Huga telling us? Y'all, we have to read in between the lines.
I mean, we can kind of understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
He was really handsome and really pretty. He's probably a target for another person. And then because after the accident, he became not so perfect.
Yeah.
And then the capital or the money was like, oh, you're not perfect anymore.
Yeah.
So
Probably.
pass.
Yeah.
Which saved his life.
Yeah.
So
Which is kind of sad though.
it's very sad.
It's sad. Like
Yeah.
I guess all of the male actors, like no one is safe, basically.
Yeah, like we think like
None of the actors or actresses are safe.
yeah, like, oh, I want to be pretty, I want to be, but then if you are pretty, if you're like your life can be in danger.
Yeah.
So it's like I was joking. Yeah, it's pretty good to be ugly.
Yeah.
Like at least I have my life.
Yeah, and we're not in danger of, the
Yeah.
capitalists.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have. I
Yeah.
just wanted to bring that up. And you can support Xiao Zhan by watching his drama.
Yes.
But don't go crazy. I think fans sometimes are just
Let's be logical and calm all the time, as best as you can.
and we can respect each other's opinions.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. You can
Right.
dislike, I can dislike. It's okay. You can speak freely about
Yeah,
it. But
and just think about like whatever actions you do will affect the actor or actresses themselves, So as fans, we want to conduct ourselves accordingly so that they don't get affected.
yeah. Okay, that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.